Hey everyone, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel, your home for crypto news and interviews. For those of you watching the video, I'm not on camera today. I'm feeling a bit under the weather. So this video is going to be pretty quick, but I wanted to give you some of the major news that we saw today because we are still in a bull market, friends, and a lot of the building and the investments that are happening now will increase the prices. We just have to be patient. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Leave a comment below and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Guys, this video is brought to you by Algorand, which is the official sponsor of the Thinking Crypto YouTube channel and podcast. Algorand is building the future of finance with decentralized and traditional financial models. And it's doing some great things, guys. There's a lot of adoption happening with Algorand. For example, Borderless Capital, they have announced the launch of a $500 million algo fund. So to build out the digital assets, the decentralized apps on the Algorand blockchain. And look at this adoption news here. Miami to use PlanetWatch and Algorand for air quality monitoring. PlanetWatch has been tapped to deploy a network of air quality sensors around the city to monitor the concentration of air pollution. This is the future for many cities around the globe, guys, and Algorand is a part of it. So if you want to learn more about Algorand, please visit algorand.com and check it out for sure there. I am also an Algo token holder as full disclosure there, and I'm bullish on Algorand. So FYI in that front. All right, let's move to the crypto market prices here. Not much happening, as you can see on the screen here, and even those of you who've been checking CoinMarketCap, we're not seeing much price movements. In fact, this could be a great accumulation layer or time here to get into market. I certainly bought the dips today, not financial or investment advice. I loaded up on more Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, and Algorand. Here on the Bitcoin weekly chart, it looks like this is going to be another red candle week. As we were kind of debating at the beginning of the week, we saw a green candle form, but Bitcoin's price pulled back. But as you can see, it's still according to how the market it will play out, the market cycles. As I drew out these respective models here or lines to show the movements, I think this is what's going to happen. So let's be patient, and hopefully by next week we find that support to bounce upwards. We form maybe a $5,000 green candle, right? Bitcoin is capable of doing 10 grand candles and higher. It just depends what the news, what the catalyst is going to be to send it to that next level. All right, look at the Bitcoin yearly candles chart. This is very telling because you can see the greens and in the respective bull markets, how big they've been. And you can see this respective year where typically it would be the end of the bull market. You can see the green candle formed for the year is not very strong. It's in fact weak. So there's more to go here. And you can see historically, when we wrap up that bull run, you see the green candles are very strong for the year. So I'm expecting a strong green candle, but some folks are talking about lengthening cycles. So this could spill over to next year. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Here, TechDev shared the following macro level chart. And here's what he had to say. Bitcoin is right at the intersection of the cycle log 1.618 and 50% fib level of the log regression band. Every time it's broken past, price rose rapidly. So we're right there, guys, and let's see what happens. He said we will reach the 2.272 once again, the top of the log band or both. I'm excited to find out. So as he said, these are the scenarios that can play out. We just have to be patient to see what is going to happen because none of this is guaranteed. As much as I want Bitcoin to hit $100,000 plus, hell, to even go to $500,000 at the peak of this bull run, we have to be realistic, and that's important, right? Keep our feelings at the door, check them at the door, and look at the models, look at the data, the trends, where we headed. So clearly, we still have a blow-off top to go to and a strong bull run to that blow-off top. So we just have to be patient. And like I said, this respective pullback could be a great accumulation phase. We saw MicroStrategy buy the dip. El Salvador bought the dip. Alex Mashinsky bought the dip. So I personally bought the dip as well. Once again, not financial or investment advice. Now, Plan B did tweet an update on his floor model, not to be confused with the stock to flow model. He said 98K, red X. We didn't hit it. He obviously hit it in August, September, and October. Here's what he said. Floor model first miss after nailing August, September, October. No model is perfect, but this is a big miss and the first in 10 years. Outlier / black swan, question mark. I will give floor model one more month. So potentially this month, December, we could hit that 98,000 or 100,000. We'll see. But he said the stock to flow model unaffected and on track to 100K. Watch out for trolls confusing floor and S2F model. So make sure, guys, you keep that in mind. His predictions were based on the floor model, not the stock to flow model per se. We still have ways to go here with this stock to flow model, which is still playing out according to plan. Now, Benjamin Cohen, who's a big proponent of the lengthening cycles, he tweeted the following, which I agree with. He said, Bitcoin lengthening cycles, 4-year cycles, stock to flow, etc. The one thing we all have in common is that we are all Bitcoiners and we want to see Bitcoin do well. We are more alike than different. At the end of the day, all models are wrong. Some are useful. So when he says all models are wrong, not to say that there's not some level of accuracy with them. It's just no model can perfectly call the markets, right? Because no one can time travel. We can't tell what the future holds. And as I've said, if anyone is telling you this is how it's exactly going to happen, please ask them for the winning lottery numbers, guys, because they seem to know the future. We don't know what will take place, but we use these models to get an idea, some approximation of what could potentially happen, because we don't want to use our feelings or emotions and dreams. We want to use the data, the analytics, and trends. So things playing out, we just have to be patient, as said, and let's see how things progress. Now, this is the big news of the day. Fidelity, the powerhouse with trillions of dollars under management, their spot Bitcoin ETF is officially live on the Toronto Stock Exchange. So, of course, approved in Canada. Gary Gensler is un-American. He's anti-American because this Fidelity is an American company. It should be, their spot Bitcoin ETF should be trading on the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ. But now it's trading in stock exchanges in Canada. This is ridiculous. The Gensler and the SEC are blocking the crypto market as much as they can. And as we've talked about ad nauseum, he is a puppet controlled by the banking puppet masters. The incumbents who are getting disrupted, they're trying to slow this crypto market down as much as possible. They've been the gatekeepers historically for a lot of financing, investment, and so forth. And they're losing that. They're getting disrupted. So Gensler, clearly a puppet doing this. He has not approved a Bitcoin spot ETF, and around the globe, spot ETFs are getting approved. So this is just ridiculous. Gensler should be ashamed of himself. We've talked about him and Jay Clayton as well. It's not just about Bitcoin. They're going after the entire market. Obviously, the Ripple lawsuit, they blocked Coinbase lending. They're going after Terra Luna and other projects. Now, I want to make sure I'm clear. If there are scams, they should go after scams. But clearly, that's not the goal. The goal is to slow every crypto as much as possible. And guess what they did too, guys, today? They denied the Wisdom Tree Bitcoin Spot ETF. So on the day Fidelity gets their spot ETF listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange, they deny and reject the Wisdom Tree Bitcoin ETF. This is why I'm saying anti-American, un-American. He should be, if Gensler, you're listening, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I hope you guys who are listening tweet at him, send emails, make videos. This is ridiculous. The world is moving ahead. All right, here's another example of the world moving ahead. CEO of Korea's stock exchange says that it's time to embrace crypto, stating institutions will embrace it. Guys, if you've been subscribed to this channel, you know we talked about this years and years ago. I told you banks, stock exchanges, corporates, hedge funds, investment firms were all coming. Look at what's happening. Complete 180 from years ago. The tide is changing. So here's a quote. Since virtual assets have become a major investment assets, kind of I don't know who wrote this, it is time to prepare for an institutional framework. So this is a CEO of the Korea Stock Exchange. And we know crypto trading is really big in Korea, South Korea at least. So very bullish statements. And remember, game theory. Watch other countries around Korea follow suit, guys. No one wants to get left behind. Here, Anthony Scaramucci, speaking of institutional capital, who I've interviewed on the channel, he, of course, runs Skybridge Capital, guys, and he was on CNBC and talking about his crypto investment. The amount of funds and assets under management have increased significantly. He tweeted the following about it. He said, "We think it's important to have conviction and to continue to be vigilant. While we are humbled by markets, their complexities and uncertainties, we do not want our clients to miss the seismic positive changes that are happening, and they won't." So obviously he's catering to institutional clients. And once again, check out my interview with him. He talks about it. Around the time I interviewed him, they didn't have that much capital under management. They maybe had 100 million or over 100 million or a few hundred million. Now he says, out of the 9 billion assets that they have under management, about 1.3 billion is invested in crypto. He has doubled down, more than doubled down, quadrupled down here. And remember, he's invested in Bitcoin and other coins like Algorand. He's a big proponent for Algorand. So he's one of the folks who put over $100 million into the Algorand ecosystem to build it out, along with Michael Arrington. So this is why I shared this information with you guys before as to why, one of the reasons at least, that I'm bullish on Algorand. So this is bullish news, guys. We're just seeing a lot of institutional investors putting a lot more capital into the market. So like I said, be patient. The market cycles are playing out. Don't get scared. This is why I share this Bitcoin weekly chart with you guys, so that people are not panicking. You know, when I see things, you know, dropping or something weird's happening, I go to the charts. I go to some of the on-chain analysis and metrics. I go to the models like stock to flow to see, okay, this dip or this pullback, is it in line with the market cycles, or is this completely out of line, right? For example, the Black Swan event that we had in 2020 with the virus, all markets crashed. That was completely out of line, right? Even though we were in that bottom phase, that was a huge drop. That would be like something you look at the chart and you're like, oh man, that is an outlier. But you know, these pullbacks and what I've been showing you guys, these are nothing. These are all according to plan. But as always, we don't know what the future holds. Another Black Swan event could come and change all of this, but let's hope not, right? But you have to be prepared for all scenarios and keep in mind that could happen. So if it does happen, you're not caught off guard. You're mentally prepared. You're looking at this market holistically, and not just some a biased standpoint or with your emotions or feelings, but rather, hey, the world we live in, anything is possible. Things can go bad, things can go great, good, whatever it is. And you know, with markets, we just gotta use the data and see how things play out. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this news. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, and I'll talk to you all later.